Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Edoggz Reviews. Today I will be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee. As you can see, this figure is for ages 8 and up, and it does come in robot mode, as you can see on the right. As on the left, we have the vehicle mode, which he turns into. I paid $32.99 from a different type of store, let's just say that. And the original price will be $24.99. And we're just going to go through the box real quick. That's the side of the box right there with all these different characters. On this side of the box, we have them in the robot mode with all these accessories. We'll go through that. It takes 22 steps to get into the vehicle mode. It's the 40th anniversary, if you do not know that. On this side of the box, we have an up and close picture of Bumblebee's face here and a faraway shot of Bumblebee on the bottom. On the top, it's your usual Transformers Legacy United there, and then on the bottom is just Hasbro's manufacturing and trademarks and stuff like that. So let's get that box out of the way. First, we are going to show the instruction booklet, which were very helpful. In this particular piece, I knew exactly what they were talking about on how to transform this. Next is some accessories. Let's get these out of the way. We have these add-ons. Let's call them add-ons. And they're transparent gray rocket boosters of sorts. And you can plug them in either the hands or in the vehicle mode. And then, excuse me. And then we have these things right here. These are called stingers, which are his main weapon in the show. And we'll showcase that as we go through. Right? So let's take a look at the figure itself. Right? Now, if you remember Transformers Animated, you're going to say that the head and the face is probably the closest they've gotten to a animated character. As for the rest of the body, the cartoon was more curvy and more, I would say, more stylistic than this, but this is very close. Like the overall is very close. It just brings that connection to the animated version of himself. So this is the front of Bumblebee. I like the Autobot symbol here. The face is dead on with the smirk. And then you have this side right here. You have the back. You have this side. And we back to front. Now, we're going to go to the accessories real quick. Now, we have these gray rockets. And you can take these stingers and you can connect them together. And you can make these guns. Okay, so there's one. And here is the other. Right? And you can plug these in his hand. Now, if it's your first time putting this in here, it's going to feel like it doesn't fit. But you just kind of, push on and it will sink into his hands, if you will. Right? And you can have these as guns. Right? And that's okay. All right? It's not the best looking weapon, but you can do it. Now, another thing you can do, you can take these apart, and there's a gimmick. Right? And to get to the gimmick, we have to open the door. We take this hand, we flip it away. You close it. Same thing on the other side. Open this door, flip the hand away, close that. And you bring the arm up, and you want to turn at the forearm, thank you. Bring this arm up, and you want to turn at the forearm like that. And you're going to see these two angled pieces that have little peg holes in it. And you take your stingers and you plug them in on either side. Doesn't matter which one you use. You plug these two together and you sandwich. Right? And you get this this combined stinger weapon, if you will. And this looks nice. It's cool. You know, you can move the shoulders around here, right? You can move it up. You can move it down. You know, not no side to side movement. That you can't do that. But at least you can do it to, you know, maybe he's trying to shoot something from above type of deal, that type of thing, right? So we're gonna unplug this and we're gonna unplug that, right? So we're gonna go back to 1, which is the normal stuff, right? Go back to 1, and we're gonna flip this back, bring the hand out. Right, so now we're going to focus on articulation. So on the shoulder, you're going to get this much, but it's on this armature. So you could bring the arm down if you wanted to, but it's supposed to be up in this mode, right? And the shoulder goes about that high. So we're going to look at that again from this point of view. This is as far as the shoulder is going to go up, and that's as far the shoulder is going to go back. Now, underneath the shoulder, you have the bicep. Now, you can get some extra movement out of that. So, let's say you move the shoulder up, it's going to stop, but then you can use the bicep underneath that shoulder to get this up. Now, another thing you can do, we bring this down. This is as far as you can go on the elbow, because this piece of plastic right here is stopping it from moving. Down here, you have a rotation at the elbow. The hands do not swivel or at all. Bring the leg up. It's okay, right? You bring it all the way up like that, and you can bend at the knee, which is an acute knee. Right there. Bring this arm up. You can bring this leg out all the way around. Get that movement right there. Right. Bring this down. There is some wiggle room at the hip, and there's a little bit of wiggle room at the feet, just back and forth. No outward movement, no anything like that, no rocker, but it just goes back and forth, and that's because of the transformation there. On this side, you can bring the leg back all the way there, and if you just bring it down just a little bit and you bend at the knee, you can get it that far. That's as all you're gonna get. Right, there's 360 degrees on the waist, and the head is very limited, so you can only go left until you bump into this piece of plastic right here, and the opposite side until you hit that piece right there. Right, now he can look up, and he can do emotion, like, you know, to the head, you know, if you make the head turn to the side and emote, if you will. You can do it on the opposite side if you need to, like, hey, what's going on? And that's about it. Now, it takes 22 steps to transform it, so I'm going to do that probably the easiest way possible. Right. So first, what we want to do is we want to deal with the shoulder first. And we want to bring it up until it stops. And it's going to stop on this black piece that's inside of his shoulder. And we're going to stretch this arm out, right? And we want to open this door, and we need to turn it like this. Opposite side, same thing. You want to bring this shoulder up. You want to open the door here, right? And you want to turn it like that. There's a reason. You take the hand, you want to just fold the hands away. Right, there's one, and there's the other one. Just getting this prepared. Next thing we want to do is you want to bring it up on the bicep, right? And you could get this clipped in because it just clips in like that. Same thing on the other side. Just want to bring it on the bicep and you want to clip that in, right? So this piece is already done. It's already done. Next, we're going to focus on the hard top slash windshield. It is clear plastic painted with yellow on top of it. And all you have to do is unhook it from the chest. And while you're moving this, it's going to bring the head back. So you move it back this, like that. And you're going to be left like here, right about here. And you want to push up like that. Right? So the head should be down here now. We want to turn at the waist, like so. And then we want to turn it around like this. And you want to take the hood of the car. You want to open this up. Open this one up. Like that. You take this piece that was his knee and knee guard, I guess you want to call it. Knee guard, you flip this knee guard in and you flip that knee guard in. Then you take the foot, you bring the foot in like so, boom. You take the other foot, boom, right? Now you're going to be left with these two pieces. These are like the heel spurs and stuff. You just flip these over like that and like that, right? Now these outer pieces, they just swirl around. So you just swirl these around. So the wheel is on this side. Same thing on the other side, just swirl it around. It's kind of like tracks transformation where you swirl the outside fenders around to get it to the right place. So we're going to flip it on this side. And we're going to close the door. Close the door on this side. And we want to mushroom them together like so. Now we want to bring these out like this. So you need more room. Right? And we need to unplug this from the back. So we do this. And what we want to do is we want to bring this up like that until we get to here, right? Now, before you do anything else, you want to move these shoulder things. So you want to move this back like this, and you want to bring this door in, and you want to push this in like that, and you just gotta feel around until that plugs in on its own, kind of a deal. Same thing, but try to do it clearer on this side. So we just want to move this back like that. Try to get this in here. Right, just move, keep moving until you get it. Right, there we go. Now it sits. Right, so doors are set. All we have to do is plug the two tabs into the hood. Right. We take this piece right here. We want to flip it up like that. And we're going to bring this whole piece backwards like this. Now there's going to be two tabs here. There's a tab on this side, and then there's a tab on that side. And there's going to be a hole there, and there's going to be a hole there. And you just want to flip this over. And you want to give it a squeeze. So this way you know it's plugged in. There's one. And there's the other one. Yeah, takes some doing, right? And so what you have here is a 2007 Chevrolet Beat M300 model. This is a European car, and you're not going to find it in the US. It is a 3-door hatchback. So you have the driver on this side, passenger on that side, and this would lift up in the back. It is a 5-gear manual, 5 front wheel drive. It can go 0 to 60, 0 to 100 in 21.2 seconds. Now there is a US version of this, but it looks a little bit different. They call it the Spark. So there's another Transformer reference in there. So this is what it looks like from this side. This is what it looks like from the back. Maybe they could have done something right here on the rear view mirror. The rear view hatchback section. Paint a little window there. They could have done that. On this side, you have the front. I like the evil eyes here. You got that grin on the grill. The only thing I do not like is this strip that goes off to the angle. I'm not exactly sure why that is. You have the little police light here. You have the Autobot symbol there. And there's 2 types of yellow at play, because this part is transparent plastic and the rest of it is regular plastic. So it's going to look lighter in some sections, and it's going to look a tad darker, just a tad darker in other sections. But the windows are good, right? And here is the bottom. You're not going to make out anything unless you're really looking for it, which is probably like the feet, right? So let's get out some comparisons. We're going to do some comparisons now. All right, so we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is bring in the 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. All right, you have that going for it. I'm kind of traveling back in time, kind of truthfully. Right, they give you a different variation of car, different color. This is like more tangerine yellow than anything. Alright, so we're gonna bring in 1977 Chevrolet Camaro. This is from Rise of the Beast. Let's move that back a little bit. We'll raise this up. A little closer. Let's move that over. And last but not least, I'm going to bring in the buzzworthy Bumblebee vehicle mode that was released some time ago, and we have all these different versions of him thus far. So you have that right there from that angle, from the front. You have this angle from the side. This angle from this corner right here, from the rear, I would say. And that side. Okay, let's get these guys out of the way. Now, one more thing we can do before we move on is use these accessories as booster rockets. So again, we get these stinger things, and what we do is there is a hole here and there's a peg on this side, and you just find out how you're going to orientate like that. Do the same thing on the other one. and you have that. So you plug them on this side, right? We're going to start on this side. And there's a reason, because sometimes when they clip away the plastic, it leaves like this little white scratch underneath it. So I want to hide that. And you have his booster rod that's on. Right. So that's what it looks like from this angle to give you a better look at that. And then there's from the side, from the back, this side, from the front, and I think that's about it. Okay, so we're going to take this off. And we're going to transform it back into the robot mode, which is easy, right? So the first thing we want to do is we need to go back here to unplug this, right? Unplug all of this, right? The first thing we want to do is concentrate on the hatchback, bring this up, and there's a hole, and then there's a tab. Let me show you where the tab is. The tab is right there. So just bring that up like that, and you want to flip this like this, like so. And you kind of have to wiggle these pieces out, right? So you wiggle that out right there. Do the same thing on the other side. Wiggle this out like so. And you want to bring this down, right? You want to unplug this if it hasn't done it already. You can bring this all the way down, and you want to plug it back into place. We're going to start with the feet first. We're going to separate, and we're going to open the hood like so, like so. We're going to take the knee pads. We're going to bring those down. We're going to bring those down. We're going to swivel the knee pad. So it's going to be something like that. It's going to be something just like that. Same thing on the opposite side. You're going to swivel all the way around. Right? So we take the face of the car, or front clip of the car, I should say, and we just want to bring this up and bring that out. While we're here, we don't want to forget these. We want to get the heels out. There's one. There's two. Right? And now we can close the door. I should say the hood. Right? So you have that. Want to swivel at the hip like that. And from here, we want to disconnect this, and you want to bring it all the way down. And it's going to rotate the head up into place like that. Now you want to turn at the shoulder. Excuse me. Turn at the shoulder. That's not supposed to happen yet, but let's go back. Right. Turn at the shoulder. I'm trying to show you. You turn at the shoulder like that. And then on this side, you want to hold it here, and then you want to bring this shoulder all the way down. Like that. Okay. While we're here, we're going to flip the hands out. We're going to close the door. Right? Flip the hands out. Close the door. Right? So now we have to turn at the elbow. So the hand is facing you. Turn at the elbow like that. Right? Bring the shoulders up. Bring the shoulders up. And there you have Bumblebee back into his robot mode. You can put his stingers back in his hand, if you will. Oh my goodness. So doesn't want to pop into his hands. What's going on? And you could throw it in any pose you so see fit. Make sure everything is closed, everything is in the right place, all that stuff. Right? Now, side note, these rockets do not fit in this configuration in the robot mode. And I do believe they might be a little bit too big to fit in this section because there's not a lot of space. Not enough realty right here for it to sit comfortably to have them as booster rockets, but that's what they're supposed to be. So to give you to show you what I'm talking about, I could have left this in here, but it wouldn't fit right. You see, this is gonna knock this arm out of the way. So, but you can do it. You could probably do it if you're gonna pose it in like extreme poses and stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna bring it in the stage. Gonna just fix his arm right there. Just fix his arm right there. And we're gonna do one more comparison, which is Prowl, right? And these two look very nice. Now, Prowl's head should be like a moon shape, but again, that's the animated depiction, but they got as close as possible on this piece. So yeah, the animated series are really doing good so far. I believe Armada is also doing good. The one that's not doing so great is probably Transformers Prime, but we'll see when we start the new line. I think it's called Transformers Generation Prime. We'll see what happens there. And that's pretty much it. So if this video was helpful in some kind of way, please leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We do have one more coming up. Plus, there's a pre-order that's coming in as well. We also have a Tobot that's also coming in at the same time through the mailbox. So please stay tuned for that. So again, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned until the next video.